Here's a question. What are your thoughts about inventing dialogue? If we don't remember enough about the real dialogue that took place, how do we write it? That's it. We invent it. That's all we can do. No one, I don't think, had a tape recorder running, or whatever it is, any kind of recording device running in their childhood. And so we are left to invent it. In fact, there is a book called The Art of Memoir, Inventing the Truth, or something like that. No, the writer has acknowledged that this art of memoir is partly about inventing the truth. We have to take what we know, but we use the tools of invention to bring it to life. And one of those tools is dialogue. So while we cannot, it's true, we cannot jot down dialogue word for word as it happened. But that's not actually what we need to go after. That would be factual. That would be journalistic. That's what journalists do. They either have something running or they're jotting it down as the person is speaking, or both. But that's not what we're doing in memoir. We're not journalists. What we are doing is recreating a truthful rendition of what happened. And truthful and factual are not the same thing. In other words, the words will not be the same, and yet they could be true. And here's what I mean. There's a scene in my second book where I'm talking to my dad, and I'm 4 years old. Now, of course, I don't remember exactly what I said or what he said, but when I created the dialogue, it's a little scene about us playing hide and seek. And I had this great idea that I was going to hide. Well, he was very tired, so he was lying in his this reclining chair that he used to lie in when he came home from work. And I said, I want to play hide and seek, come and find me. And he said, okay, you go and hide, and I'll come and look for you. But I knew that he wouldn't. I knew that he would fall asleep. So I thought, I'm going to be very clever, and I'm going to crawl under his body, and I'm going to hide under there. And so I did that. I crawled sort of under his shoulder. And well, first I said to him, close your eyes and try not to feel. And I had that quote because it became kind of family lore. That was one of those quotes that everybody just remembered and quoted back for years and years. So I knew that to be true. That's the only piece of actual dialogue that I had. And so I used that. But then, so my dad counted to 10 or something, and then when the 10 was up, he got up and he looked around and said something like, oh, is she in the dishwasher? And then he would open the dishwasher. No, she's not there. Oh, is she under the kitchen table? Nope, she's not there. Now, did he actually say those things? I don't know. But that dialogue is true to who he was, to our relationship, to the kind of playful nature that he had, to the kind of safety I felt around him, to the sort of trust I had in him. All of that is true. Are the words accurate and factual? I don't know. Does it matter? No, I don't think it does, because it's true. And that's as much as we can go for in dialogue. So what we're aiming for is that texture of truth. If it rings true, does this ring true to the way your mother spoke, for example? Does this ring true to the way your grandfather spoke to animals? Or does it, no, that's the benchmark, actually. Not did he actually use that word, but would he actually have used that word in conversation? Is he the sort of person who would say whom? Or is he the sort of person who would say, who would swear or use slang? And that's what we're going for. And inventing dialogue, people are sort of intimidated by dialogue a lot, and I'm not really sure why, because, we do it all the time. And but it is a matter of paying attention, of really paying conscious attention to how people speak. Even people in films, or what you can stand back and from a distance really witness and study dialogue and begin to write it down. Write down exactly what people say. You'll be surprised at how it looks on the page. well, you may be surprised at how it looks on the page. It doesn't necessarily translate the same way. And similarly, when you're reading a book and there's a piece of dialogue that really leaps to life, pay close attention. Go back and just parse that and peel it open and see, why is it working? What is it about the way they've written this that brings that person's voice to life? That's really instructive.